Bondi Beach, one of the world's most famous stretches of sand. A true Aussie icon. It's crystal clear water, it's great surf and beautiful people. Right in the middle of Sydney. This is where the city washes its worries away. But looks can be deceiving. Bondi can also be one of the most dangerous beaches on the planet. More people are rescued here than at any other beach in the world. As lifeguards, we see the dangers of the ocean virtually every day.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I work as part of a team whose responsibility is to keep beachgoers safe. We wear the blue uniform. That identifies us as professional lifeguards, and we cover the beach 365 days a year. Red and yellow is worn by volunteer lifesavers who assist on weekends. I want to teach you about the precautions that will help keep you safe at the beach. The first thing everyone visiting the beach must learn is to swim between the flags. The red and yellow flags indicate the safest place to swim. This is where the lifeguards and lifesavers can see you. And most importantly, swimming in the flags is the best way to avoid getting caught in a rip. Most people rescued at Bondi are victims of rips. They can turn a good day at the beach into a tragic one in a matter of seconds. This woman was found by lifeguards floating face down in the water. She'd been swimming outside the flags, got caught in a rip, and couldn't make it back to shore. Taking risks at the beach can quickly cost you your life. Luckily, lifeguards were able to resuscitate this woman and she made a full recovery. Most people don't know about rips, so learning how to identify and avoid one may just save your life. Dr. Rob Brander from the University of New South Wales is an expert in ocean currents, so naturally he knows a lot about rips. So Rob, what exactly is a rip?
Well, a rip is pretty simple. When you get waves coming in, when they break on the bar, that's when you get white water, and that's when you get water being pushed towards the beach. And all that water piles up at the beach, and then it's got to go back out somehow. So it ends up literally flowing through the channels that are there, or it carves its own channel. It's just like a river of the sea. It's stuck between these banks. Basically, the rip's job is to take that water from the beach offshore.
When waves push into the beach, all that broken water has to somehow get back out to sea. It forms a channel moving away from the beach. This water rushing back out, well, that's called a rip. To get a sense of how a rip works, Rob is doing an experiment by pouring a bucket of dye into the water. It should show us just how water moves away from the shore. It doesn't take long for the dye to move away from the beach and out into very deep water. It's easy to see how fast a rip will drag a swimmer out to sea. Even Ian Thorpe wouldn't make it back to shore swimming against a flow of water like this. So how do you spot a rip?
Oh, to spot a rip, you know, it's usually the deeper water. It's a different colour to what it is on the sandbank. It's a lot, sort of a lighter colour, and then in the rip it's a darker, deeper water, and generally you can't stand up, and the waves will not be predominantly breaking in that area.
G'day, Box. Good to see you.
Hey, Whip.
Now, with 14 years' experience down here, I thought there was no one better to ask than you. What can people do to make their swim a little bit safer?
Mate, the first thing you've got to do, no matter what beach it is swim between red and yellow flags. Also avoid, at all times, the dangerous current times.
If someone does get caught in a rip, what is the best way to get out of one?
Firstly, the first thing to do would be raise your hand so we can identify that you are in trouble. And obviously, don't try to swim back to shore directly to the beach. Obviously, swim on a 45-degree angle or a 90-degree angle until you get out of the rip.
Swim away from the rip, across the rip, onto the sandbank, and then come back in with the waves.
Exactly.
The first thing to do if you're caught in a rip is to avoid panicking. Now, I'm going to perform a quick demonstration to show you what you should do if you're ever caught in one. Right now, I'm in Bondi's worst rip. There are no waves breaking around me, as you can see, and I'm fast heading out the back. What I need to do is get back to shore. The worst thing I can do is fight it, and that's swim directly into the rip. I have to swim 90 degrees to the beach, cross onto the sandbank, and get washed back in with the waves. And if I can't quite manage that, I need to alert one of the lifeguards that I need some help. Head lifeguard Hoppo is one of the best in the business. So right now, I know I'm in safe hands.
Thanks for that, Hoppo. Now, the Bondi Lifeguards can do over 2,500 rescues every year, but it's not a taxi service, and there are a number of things that you can do to keep yourself safe while swimming in the water.
If you see a friend or someone else in a rip, then you should immediately alert a lifeguard or a lifesaver. It is extremely dangerous to try and attempt a rescue without a flotation device. Lifeguards always use rescue equipment. Plus, they'll inform someone of their intentions. As well as staying safe in the water, there are other precautions to take at the beach. Always drink plenty of water to avoid dehydration. The sun is very powerful, so we always wear a long sleeve shirt, hats, plus we use plenty of sunscreen. Prolonged exposure to the sun damages your skin. It's certainly not a good look, and it can cost you your life. And we avoid sunbaking. That's because 1,600 Australians die every year because of skin cancer. It's pretty dumb to die for a tan. Before diving into the water, check the depth. Every year people lose the ability to walk after breaking their necks diving into shallow sandbars and submerged rocks. Diving in just because your friends are, it's a pretty lame excuse. Check first and stay within your limits. The best option is to avoid rocks altogether. Blue bottles and other marine stingers are very painful, so check the shoreline before swimming, and if you're still uncertain, ask a lifeguard. If you are stung, the best treatment is to wash away the stinger, preferably with warm water, then later use ice to address the swelling. If you have an allergic reaction, speak to a lifeguard or consult your doctor. Now don't forget the beach is for everyone, so put your rubbish in the bin, and the beach can be as much fun tomorrow as it is today. As lifeguards, we're here every day, so just remember the tricks of the trade that we use. Swim between the flags, wear a hat and sunscreen, drink plenty of water, and don't dive before checking the depth.
I love being at the beach. It's a great place to be. But just remember, always swim between the flags and know your own ability. Certainly no swimming in the dangerous areas. If you're ever unsure, ask a lifeguard or a lifesaver for assistance. Enjoy.